Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose, and where this ministry puts an emphasis on living and promoting a holistic mind, body, and spirit path to health and wellness and to life overall. And all that is done while putting a premium emphasis on this group of people that the Bible refers to as the have-nots or the disenfranchised. You can call them what you want, but this is the disenfranchised all across the board. Education, finances, equal access to fairness and justice, resources, and the have-nots when it comes to those who are lacking or are without love, guidance, peace, joy, a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Now, if that sounds like you, or if that vibe resonates with you, that message resonates with you, then either way, I say, welcome home. Before I get into today's message, I want to do something that I try to do as often as possible, which is to just express the fact that each and every day I want to encourage you guys to do something, regardless of how big, how small, as long as it's conscious, deliberate, and intentional. Do something that literally strengthens, nourishes, and revitalizes your mentality, your physicality, and your spirituality. Excuse me. Do this in a merged, balanced, and synthesized way. So you're not spending 12 hours a day, excuse me, guys. So you're not spending 12 hours or 8 hours a day in the gym and only 2 hours doing your meditation or your spiritual work, or you're not doing 12 hours doing your spiritual work and only 2 hours towards your mental faculties. Obviously, we're all going to be born with a natural propensity towards one or perhaps even more when it comes to those different categories, but the key word is balance. It doesn't have to be totally equaled out, but balance. Have some balance, guys, and regardless of what it is, do it consciously where the universe can see you and the universe can acknowledge the fact that you are showing gratefulness for the fact that you have a mind, a body, and a spirit, that although there may be some work left to be done, you can utilize those things. Many people, as you know, can't use their mental faculties. These people are what we would call insane or in the mental institutions. Most of them, not all of them. A lot of people are mentally disturbed walking around in society, and they think that because they can stop at the red sign, at the red light, balance their checkbook, not shoot up the place, they think that means they are mentally fit, but not quite. But either way, if you like something specific that you can do in one or all of those different areas, reach out. I'm going to briefly mention those services, and I'm going to always have that email link down in the description box. Now, let's get into today's message, because another thing that I'm always trying to make sure that I mention is that this path that some of us, the few amongst the many, are walking, where we are prioritizing wholeness when it comes to ourselves and our individual journey, not just for ourselves, but so we can extrapolate that love, that courage, that wisdom, that compassion out into the world abroad. Pardon me. Those of us that are walking this path, we find ourselves swimming upstream. We find ourselves going through all the angst, if you will, that comes along with being different. And I get it, we're all different, but there's something about the difference that you carry. There's something about the difference that I carry and those like you and I carry. That difference is felt by others. It's picked up on by others. You don't respond the way others respond. You don't engage the way others engage. You don't react. Your hopes and your dreams aren't aligned with most other people. And so people can feel that. And so as a result of that, you being this rare type of person that carries this very rare and beautiful and magical and powerful and ancient energy in a world where mediocrity is all that most people are interested in. Competing against someone else to get a sense of worth and value is what most people are about. Putting others down, being mean, being rude, being dismissive of others. This is how most people on this planet operate. And when you and I and those like you and I dare to operate on a different / a higher frequency, we get attacked by the crabs, the kings and queens of chaos, the disciples of darkness, the narcissists, whatever you want to call them, the mentally dysfunctional people. And so today's message, I'm going to be encouraging you guys in a nutshell to get yourself, by way of this thing we call God or the universe, because we can't do it in and of ourselves. Oh no. But through him, all things are possible. So get yourself, by way of him, to this point to where when you find yourself being targeted, when you find yourself being lambasted, when you find yourself being ridiculed, mocked, shamed, attacked in any kind of way, and there's all kinds of ways that they come at us. Their dysfunctionality has no boundaries. And we all know that. Hand on heart honest. I mean, when you come across somebody that's dysfunctional, you realize that you may have to set a boundary and enforce it. Other than that, their dysfunctionality is infinite. And so they come at us in a whole host of different ways. But what I want you to learn to do through prayer, through mistakes, through mishaps, through setbacks, but continue to pray. Continue to show up for yourself and the path, the race that he has set before you, and learn to not fight them, but to transcend them. The haters, the naysayers, the narcissists, the killjoys. Learn to stop fighting them and instead transcend them. This for me personally has been one of my greatest challenges. And I've gone through all types of challenges. I was born in the sewer or the sewage part of the hood, where people talk about nowadays, the saying is they get it out the mud. Well, you know what? I had to get mine out the sewer because that's where I was born. And so all of the ups and the downs, or not very many ups in any positive sense, but you get the point. All of the things that you would find in the proverbial meat grinder of life in the sewage part of the hood, I've experienced it. There's probably 100% chance that I've experienced it all, except for things like obviously death, except for murder, and except for any sex-related offenses. Outside of that, there's probably 100% chance that I've experienced it all. Point being that I've experienced some very harsh, some very brutal times and circumstances relentlessly over the first 35 years of my life. And yet learning to transcend the haters of today, it's been one of my greatest obstacles. It's been one of my greatest challenges. Now, I'd like to say, in a sense, I'm a finished product. I'm going to prophesy those words over myself. I've cleared that hurdle. But I still have work to do, if that makes any sense. I still have work to do, yes, make no mistake about it. But the things that once easily beset me, the things that would once get me off of my square, oh yes, I've transcended them. Those reactions that people wanted to get / needed to get for them to feel important, for them to feel like they had value and all this different stuff. I've transcended all of that. And again, it was difficult just based on the way that I personally grew up. Now, this may be resonating with some of you guys out there. Where, being assertive, being aggressive, being flat out violent was the go-to move right off the bat. Right off the bat. So whether you grew up on a farm, whether you grew up in the city, Silicon Valley, you've always had this warrior mentality to where, and I'm going to use a foul word or two, guys. So if you're going to be offended by that, then here's a heads up. I'm not going to go over the top, but again, I use foul language whenever it's organic and whenever it makes the sentence complete. So yeah, different kind of ministry, and yes, a different kind of minister. So you've always had this this energy, this mindset, this heart set to where you, just like me, even though you've cleared so many hurdles, you've learned emotional intelligence. You've learned to sharpen your spiritual IQ. You've learned your problem avoidance and your problem solving skills or have taken off. But right now, today, you still don't take no shit. You still don't take no shit. And here's a little cheat sheet. You never will. You never will. You just become better, just as I do. We just come better at maintaining within the situation, the toxic situations, the attacks, the rudeness. We just become better and better at dealing with it. But we're never going to take any shit because there is a uncrossable line. And if a person crosses that uncrossable line, you're going to let them know that. And you're going to let them know that in a way that may not be so satisfying to them. So again, it was one of my greatest challenges. And again, some of you guys can probably relate to it because we all of us that are walking this mind, body, and spirit path that have decided that we're going to compete against the only person on the planet that really matters. And that's the person that we see in the mirror. That's the guy, the girl that you're competing against. When you're walking that path where you don't feel the need to compete against somebody else. You're set aside. And in the past, because of all the hurdles you've cleared and the trials that you've faced, the labors you've endured, the obstacles you've overcome, pardon me, you've always had this energy that says, you're not going to take any shit. And that once upon a time, some of you guys, just like me, not all of you guys, but some of you guys, that your first reaction, because you've developed this warrior spirit, because it's been organically given to you by the universe, and it's been tried, tested, proven, and refined over so many peaks and valleys and lands and terrains and situations and obstacles. You embody that, and in the past, because it's been developing and sharpening and being refined in the past, or maybe even present, if you aren't there yet, let this message be the alarm clock that tells you to go ahead and move into, stop fighting them, and learn to, by the grace of this thing we call God, to transcend them. Because some of you, just like myself, being, when that BS began to surface and people come around you with that fake negative energy and that energy projection and that rudeness, the first move for me in the past, and for some of you in the past, and some of you guys, you may be still battling with this. That's okay. This ministry is here to help you. But again, let this sound the alarm. Because in the past, your first move was to, hey, dude, don't come around me with that. This ain't that, and that ain't this. Because you were walking in humbleness. You were walking in tolerance. You're walking and leading with respect. A mind your own business while minding my surroundings type of attitude. And so whenever somebody dared to even come around and seek to infringe upon that, your first move was to let them know, no, dude. No, dude. But now it's time for us to shift and move from standing our ground. And instead of that being our first go-to move, the move now is to transcend it altogether. As soon as we sense it. Because like I said, right now today, I don't take no bullshit. I don't start no bullshit, and I don't take none. And again, some of you guys out there, you're relating to this. It's resonating with you. It's piercing right through the very essence of you, because I'm speaking directly to you. You didn't just stumble across this message. So now we're transcending from, I personally, again, still got work to do, but I'm light years ahead of where I was. I mean, my conflict avoidance, conflict resolution, and all that stuff, even my conflict confrontation whenever I have to enforce a boundary, it's been refined, improved, and enhanced by this thing we call God. So the point that I'm making is, start moving from that first move being stand your ground, dude, this ain't that. Let that first move be a move of transcendence. A move that says, hey, as soon as I sense that BS, I'm going to remove myself. My first move used to be, as soon as I sense it, what it is, let it do. Make sure it do. Let's do it. This is what the lowlifes, the scumbags, this is what they want. They want that fight, that pushback, so that they can retardedly justify in their own minds this prejudgment of what kind of person you are. So they're looking for a fight. They need a fight. But instead, transcend them. Remove yourself. I remove myself mentally, physically, and or spiritually. Yeah. And if you ask anybody that knew me, maybe even 5 years, 3 years ago, probably, if I'm totally honest, maybe even 2 years ago, but definitely 25, 30 years ago, 15, 10 years, if they would never imagine that I'm this kind of person now, like this is how I handle those situations. And it kind of stuns me. It catches me off guard sometimes. That I handle these kinds of, I just remove myself from the situation. The moment I sense that hostility, that disingenuousness, that rudeness, I'm out of there, mentally, physically, and or spiritually. So now I'm the guy that, okay, here's a clown coming, let me go that way. Oh, this negative energy right here, let me see if I could move to the next neighborhood, the next cubicle, the next aisle in the grocery store, whatever. Let me take the initiative to remove myself from that situation. Because again, I know I don't take any BS. And some of you guys know that you don't take any BS. You couldn't imagine yourself. And some, again, for me and for some of you, it's very difficult because, this guy walking down the sidewalk like you better get out of the way, instead of, making any kind of adjustment, like he's going to respect that it's a sidewalk. Both of you guys are going in a different direction. You step off to the side. No, Go ahead and step off the sidewalk. Go around. Cross the street. It can be a challenge because all you've ever known, all you guys have ever known is unleashing that warrior spirit. But now the time has come through wisdom and divine timing. The time has come to not surrender your warrior spirit, but to learn through this thing we call God how to harness it, how to control it, and how to channel it for the if and when and the just in case. So transcend, the BS, the clowns, the haters, the people that okay, when I cross the street, when I don't respond to that rudeness, you automatically know this person, these people are going to take it as a sign of weakness. So what? So what? You know what you're going to do. You know what you've been through. You know what you're capable of. Let them think whatever they want to think. Let them build their own gallows and put that rope around their neck and then climb up on the stool and then hang themselves. Because if and when the Holy Spirit tells you to move, you're going to move. And you're going to move in a very powerful way, in a very seriously powerful way. But that aside, just transcend them. Learn to transcend them. It's all because of your commitment to being at your best. This is what rattles them. This is what irritates them. This is what agitates them, because they're not trying to be at their best. They're just trying to be better than you. Or being at their best is based on they want to be better than you. They don't want to be better than themselves, the man or the woman that they see in the mirror. So it's about their dysfunction. Don't fight them, transcend them. This is why people hate you. Whenever you don't argue, whenever you don't compete against them, whenever you don't feel the need to explain yourself, you don't feel the need to explain yourself to the people who are committed to misunderstanding you no matter what. You don't feel the need to argue against people who are just looking for you to argue so that they can poke holes in your argument. They're not interested in logic. They're not interested in problem solving. They're interested in chaos. See, when you don't fight them, when you don't explain yourself, when you don't defend yourself against people who, if that's their mindset, that's the way they're moving in life, they're unworthy of you competing against them. And their attacks become futile. When you stay in your lane and transcend them, you don't give them that fuel that they need, they're set to deal with exactly who they really are, which is small, which is weak, full of hatred, and irrelevant. Don't fight them. Transcend them. I got to prepare to get out of here, guys. I'm going to say something about future and your need to transcend them. Not everybody has a future. Now, I'm not saying that from the standpoint that we already know that tomorrow is not promised to no one. So not everybody has a future, including myself. No one has a future when it comes to that, because tomorrow is promised to no one. Pardon me. But that's not what I'm talking about. Some people don't have a future, even though they may live another 150 years on this planet. Some people are 30, 40, 20, 60, 80 years of age, but they died when they was 12 and 13. Some people peaked when they were 12, 13, 25, whatever. And that's it. There's no more growth. There's no more evolution. There's no more adventure. There's no more maturing. There's no more wisdom. They've already peaked, so they don't have a future in that sense. But you have a future. You have a future. Wisdom, love, joy, peace, kindness, courage, faith, compassion, tolerance. These things are your birthright. And these are the things that you have now. And these are the things that will continue to grow and mature and increase in your future. Haters don't have. People that are hating you, not the people that that just dislike you. That's fine. We all like certain people. We all dislike certain people. Certain people like us, and we're disliked by certain people. That's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a part of this thing that we call life. But for the people that put you in their crosshairs, you've done nothing to them. They just sit around and wait for you to show up and spread rumors and try to tear you down and irritate you, go out of their way to try to tear you down and all this kinds of stuff. Those are what we call real haters, not this loose term that they use. Those are the haters. And the universe, God doesn't reward hatred in the sense that there's a future. In the sense that that future consists of love and positivity and growth and expansion and peace and prestige and power and prosperity. No. Those things aren't rewarded to those who live on hatred. And they could have all the money in the universe. They don't have a future. You have a future. They don't have a future. So let them have it. You know, when they want to be rude, when they want to spark up a confrontation, take up the space, let them have it. It ain't worth it. Let them have it. Because they are living in their future. They are literally living in their future. That's their future. More hatred, more jealousy, more disrespect and disdain for people that are happy and anything that provides happiness. That's their karma. They're living in their divine karma. Let them have it. And again, like I said, I know it can be challenging because you like, man, these people disrespect, these people spread rumors, they do all this stuff. When they gonna get back the wrong that they're doing? They're already getting it back. They're living in their karma. Let them have it. It ain't worth it. That's their karma. Working at a gas station in full adulthood, working at a gas station, walking around mean mugging people. That's their karma because of all of the filth and the toxicity that they have poured pretty much since they were 10 and 12, that they've poured into the world, into society, into others, and ultimately into themselves. That's their karma. Living in a mansion with all the education, all of the money, the cars, notoriety, and all this, and being downright empty and bitter on the inside, unfulfilled. The money couldn't do it for them. The car, the property, all this stuff, the education couldn't do it for them. They're walking around empty and bitter because that's the karma of the seeds that they have poured into, brought into, birthed into the world, others, and ultimately into themselves. Let them have it. That's their future. So again, at 30 minutes, I got to get out of here, guys. I want to encourage you guys to, again, transform them, man. Transform them. Stay on the high frequency that you know is oscillating within you. And if you slip and fall, that's fine. Get back up. Not in a fake way, not in a Pollyannic, dismissive, pretentious way. Deal with the hurt. Deal with the the agony, the emotional disturbance, but then get right back to your absolute soonest way possible. Get right back to that high frequency and continue to transcend all their lunacy. When you're operating in a mind state, in a heart state of transcendency, there's nothing they can do to you. It's like a chicken or duck trying to fly high enough to bother an eagle. I mean, let's just stop it already. There's nothing they can do to you. Their only hope is to bring you down. And as long as they don't cross that uncrossable line, keep soaring, keep flying, keep transcending them. This is what I got for you guys. I'm over 30 minutes. So listen, if you'd like some specific regimens, some specific routines, protocols, curriculums, based on you, what you're going through, what you're fighting for, what you're up against, what you're hoping for, all that kinds of good stuff, hit me up by way of the email link down in the description box. Schedule your initial consultation or present your questions in that email box down in the description, or in that email address by way of that email address that's down in the description box. The services consist of philosophical counseling and youth and young adult mentoring and counseling, along with clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices, as well as certified fitness training. This is what I got for you guys. If you got any value out of today's message, please show your love. Show your boys some love. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell icon for notifications. Leave a comment. Spread the word about the ministry, word of mouth. A lot of people, especially us older people, they aren't on the YouTube and the social media platforms. But if you let them know, they'll support the ministry as well. Because the more you support this ministry, the more this ministry can have to support you right back in return, and others as well. So please, show your love to your ministry, to the ministry. It means more than you can imagine. If the Holy Spirit moves you to support the ministry by way of a financial donation, whether it's a one-time buy me a coffee type of donation, or if it's something a little bit more consistently, whatever the Holy Spirit have you to do, I receive it by faith, and I release back to you by faith your abundant harvest for having planted clean seed in clean ground. This is what I got for you guys. I'm out of here. Go out there and transcend them, man. Go to the next lane. Remove yourself from the situation. Walk away. Let them have it. Let them have it. That's their karma. That's their karma. They know they're living in their karma. And they hate you because they know that you have a future. So don't fight them. Transcend them. This is what I got for you guys. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Yes, I am Brother Minister Mongoose. And yes, I will holla back. Peace.